My drug use caused me to lose my friends, family, and my job, and I deserve it all. Throwaway for obvious reasons. This is very long, but I need to write it down. First off, I'm a drug addict and I have diagnosed major depression disorder and general anxiety disorder. I tried to self-medicate with my drugs of choice, over-the-counter pills, diphenhydramine, Benadryl, and dextromethorphan, Robitussin. I could never find a consistent person to buy marijuana from, and when I did, I never really liked the high it gave me. So, I went with OTC drugs. They are everywhere and easily accessible. I am psychologically addicted to them. For about 10 years, my drug issue has been my issue. It didn't really affect anyone except me. My immediate family knew I was struggling with it, but they would always support me and try to help with my recovery, but 6 months ago that all changed. You should know that I deserve everything that happened to me. It started with losing my friends. I was tripping on roughly 1,500 milligrams of dextromethorphan. I ruined a friendship with a great group of people in the blink of an eye. While I was tripping on the 1,500 milligrams, I called and left 2 very creepy and delusional social media voicemails on one of my good friend's sister's accounts. She literally has no idea who I am, and out of the blue, I leave 2 delusional sounding voicemails. One was, "Hello. I know you're an expert in the medical field and I would like to pick your brain on an idea that could revolutionize the medical field. I know this place down by the river where we can talk." Thinking I left a very well thought out message while tripping out of my mind, I hang up with a beam of self-confidence and pride that I'm going to put this idea into action. But what the actual fuck? I know a place down by the river? I have an idea that could revolutionize the medical field? Who the hell speaks like that to a person that has zero idea who I am? In my head, I'm thinking what a great idea I put forward and what a great restaurant down on the riverfront we could discuss it at. It was a quaint little new age vegan place that prides itself on making food that tastes delicious. I'm not vegan, but I had a date the week before with a woman who is vegan, and I figured I'd try this place. It was actually really good. So, I thought it would be a great place to hit up again. She runs to her brother, one of my best friends, about what I said and how I sounded. He messages me too, "Get my shit together." And like that, boom, friendship lost, gone, in the blink of an eye. He is one of the most laid-back individuals that rarely gets mad or pissed off. But I went too far. I always go too far. I brought an unknown individual into my fucked up life, and not only was it an unknown individual, but his sister. What the fuck was I thinking? I wasn't thinking I'm a drug addict. The news quickly spreads around the friend group. We are pretty tight. Or well, we were pretty tight. Well actually, they still are a pretty tight group. I'm just kicked out. And it's deserved. I deserve to lose my friends. Good people do not hang around drug addicts and people who make awful decisions. Good people don't enable that behavior, they leave. And that's what they did. They left. I have no one to blame but myself. No more invites to go bowling. No more invites to go to a barbecue. No more invites to hang out and watch a sports game on a random night. It's gone. And it's my fault. The interesting thing at this point is that before I messaged his sister on my drug-addled, induced, insane brain, I was actually clean for about 6 months. Not too bad, right? 6 months is a long time to be clean for a struggling addict. But it doesn't matter. The first of 3 strong pillars that I used to lean on is reduced to nothing. I was never formally kicked out of our friend group, it was just understood. I know not to come around anymore. I know to seclude myself. I read between the lines. No more chances, no more forgiveness. I crossed the line. I went too far for the last time. And it's my fault. There's no one to blame but me. Knowing this, I turn to more drugs. I quit the Robitussin and go back to my favorite drug of choice, Benadryl. I'm downing 50 to 125 milligrams diphenhydramine pills a day. And this stuff stays in your system for days. My eyes are dilated for at least 2 days. I'm pale, and my skin is flushed. I can't put coherent sentences together, and I sweat like a gross pig. Just drenched at any given moment. This is where I lose my family. My family has weekly dinners on Sunday just for us to hang out and catch up from the week. I come over stoned out of my mind for the first time in months, and the first thing my father says to me is, "I'm not going to deal with you when you're like this." He knew immediately. Everyone knew immediately when I walked in. It was left at that, but no one would talk to me, or listen to what I said. I was ignored because they were not going to humor a drug addict. I was ignored. I didn't even realize I was being ignored. I kept thinking with the shit overconfidence the drug can give you, that I was great and everything was awesome. It wasn't. 2 weeks later I noticed something. My family has a group chat and all of a sudden they aren't talking in it anymore. I didn't realize that they made a new one, and they made a new one because they don't want a drug-addled human around 2 little nieces and 1 little nephew. That makes complete sense, right? Get the drug addict out. We don't want him around. Who wants a drug addict around? No one. I only put it together when I showed up randomly on a Sunday, and my mother and father both said, "What are you doing here?" But not in the "Oh, it's nice to see you," but in the "Why are you over here stoned? We don't want you here." I replied with, "It's Sunday. We get together on Sundays." And they both just reply, "Oh." The next week was my brother's birthday, and I received a call 2 days before saying I was more than welcome to come, but that I had to pay my own way at the restaurant. That's a huge red flag. My parents never make us pay when we go out to eat as a family. The reason they said I would have to pay is because they were done supporting my addiction. If I was going to get stoned, and come around the family blitzed out of my mind, I was not going to get any of the perks of the family. That makes total sense. For years they've held my hand to try and help me with my drug issue, and they were finally done holding my hand. Something needed to change that showed me they wouldn't deal with my shit anymore. It's a wake-up call for me. It is deserved. I'm not blind to the consequences I'm bearing because of the choices I made. Duh, it's obvious. It makes sense. Maybe, to them, and finally me, it will be the only way they get through to me. Nothing else worked, so maybe this might. On the day of my brother's birthday, I forgot it was his birthday. Usually a text would get sent out to the family group giving everyone a reminder, but remember, they aren't using the family group message I'm in. They made a separate one. They didn't even ask why I didn't show up. I brought it up and said, "Sorry I forgot about your birthday." No one sent me a reminder message. They all just kinda looked at me like, "Oh. Okay." They figured I was high, and you know what, I was high. And why would they want that around? They don't. They are finished. Today is Sunday. They used to put out a reminder text that we will get together today. And they will put out the text, but I won't receive it. I've lost my family due to my own choices. I, just like my friends, will seclude myself from them. It's my punishment, it's my hell. I deserve it. Now, I've lost my friends and my family due to my decisions. I am purposely secluding myself because it's the appropriate punishment for being the person I am. As a result, I've been doing more and more drugs. I've been going into work the past 3 weeks stoned. It's obvious, and my coworkers and boss are furious. Though they won't say it to my face. It's a great, hard-working company, but no bullshit as well. It's literally a dream job and position, and I'm shooting myself in the foot. My outside of work decisions are influencing my work. Businesses don't give a shit the reason why you're having a bad time or whatever excuse you can come up with, it's a job and you work. They haven't told me yet, but I can feel the dominoes falling. People are very short with me. I'm ignored. And the big one, my boss holds monthly one-on-one meetings with her subordinates to gauge how they are feeling and how the job is going. Pretty nice, right? However, when I ask, she provides me zero constructive criticism, and they are taking work away from me. Those are literally the 2 biggest red flags that an employee is about to get fired. She also constantly talks about how, this job may not fit for me, and how maybe I should look into working a different job. Fuck. However, this company is literally my dream job. All I can do is to hopefully repair what little reputation I have left by doing the absolute best I can and working diligently to change my behavior. I have to get lucky, I have to hope I'm given the benefit of the doubt. But I'm literally down to the last straw. It's not outwardly said, but I can read the signs. If there's one thing I know how to do, is how to read people when they are disgusted with me and pissed at me. I'm so used to seeing those micro expressions on people's faces due to my addiction. Disappointment, anger, disgust. Drug addicts know what those faces look like because they always see those faces. But it's not like I don't deserve it. It's absolutely unacceptable the way I'm behaving in a company that took a chance to invest in me. I can only hope it's not too late. I feel myself in my spiral downwards. I'm going to hit soon, and I'm going to hit hard. And there is no one to blame but me. I've already lost my friends and family. I'm most likely going to lose my job. My depression is at an 11/10 right now and thoughts of suicide are roaring through my brain. I'm of age. I can legally purchase a firearm. The only thing that's stopping me is a shred of hope that forgiveness is still possible. I need to get lucky. But there is no reason I deserve that luck. I am what choices I make. And I've made awful choices. I deserve the repercussions that have come and will come from the decisions I made.